Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and welcome back to the Phoenix A319 in the Eurowings livery on our flight from Westerland Sylt back to Düsseldorf. We've just landed here from the inbound flight and we are now starting to set up our turnaround for the way back to Düsseldorf. Now, before we get started, a quick message from today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that's not just capable of your standard IFR A to B flight, but also other things like data link, VFR, and a lot more, then be sure to check out Say Intentions. We'll be using them for all our cabin crew, our ATC, and also for the data link in today's flight. So if you like what you're about to see, then check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And with that, let's get straight into this. So we have just arrived on blocks and we can start our turnaround over here. Now, we do have hot brakes, but just 310 degrees, so it's actually not too bad. The parking brake is already released, outside temperature is just 16 degrees, so this is going to cool naturally without the need for the brake fans, even though the eCam may say differently down here. So let's go ahead and clear brakes and remove status, and that's the eCam actions complete. Now, let's get down into our flight plan for the flight. So we are going to load the latest one from SimBrief over here, which is Sylt to Düsseldorf, Eurowings 10 Victor, and we'll make sure we've got that one over here as well, and that is looking good. But no, we are not airborne. Why do you think that? Let's re-import. Okay, well, I'm gonna disregard that airborne part down here. So let's go right back into the flight plan and have a look at what we're doing. So weather charts, we basically know the weather is good because we just literally came here. Light icing conditions reported below flight level 240, fine with us. And the weather conditions themselves, Sylt is showing good weather with southerly winds. We'll see whether it's going to be runway 32 or runway 14 that's active for the departure. Obviously 14 would give us the shorter taxi time, which might be really good for us. Apart from that, Düsseldorf, clear skies, wind is southeasterly, probably runway 23 left in use, and throughout the afternoon they are going to get some showers and some thunderstorms, late summer weather. But apart from that, it's very good weather at the time we are flying. Our first alternate in Münster, likewise clear skies and southeasterly winds. So with all of that out of the way, an on-time departure at 6:15 is going to result in an on-time landing at 07:15 in Düsseldorf. Not critical with any of our weights. Planned flight level is 300. And going down into the fuel section of our flight, 4.1 is the minimum, plus 150 kilos of taxi fuel. So adding those up, we basically end up at 4.3 tons of fuel, and I don't really see much reason to take extra, so let's go ahead and do that. So mass and balance, planned fuel, we'll take 4,300, like this. Apply and load, we'll use GSX for both boarding as well as refueling. Okay, cool. So that's that stuff done down here. Then let's go ahead and start working our way around. We do have a company message, so let's go into the ATSU AOC menu, received messages. That's 2 load sheets. I'm happy with the latest one. Actually, edition number 4, Eurowings 10 Victor, Sylt to Düsseldorf on the Alpha Golf Whiskey Juliet, which is our airplane. 2 pilots, 3 cabin crews is correct. The weights are checked. We're looking at 84 passengers for today's flight. Full water and fuel 4.3, looks good, except, so that's good. Alright, perfect. Then let's go ahead with a couple of the standard items we have to do. So preliminary cockpit preparation, the weather radar is confirmed off. Then external power is on and will stay in use. I will do a quick realign on the IRS, so let's turn them off. And let's turn them back on again, 1, 2, and 3. That is just going to update the position here so that we have good alignment once again. Okay, so then let's go down into the data link again. We'll do flight init and init data request. And here we go. Eurowings 10 Victor, Sylt Düsseldorf, 44 minutes flight time, alternate Münster. Looks excellent. Okay, weather request for Echo Delta X-Ray Whiskey, and we can get the meta over here. Should arrive like any moment. Here it is, weather data. For some reason the viewer is bugged in the current Phoenix version, so we can't view that. We'll have to live with that, we'll survive. Alright, cool. So let's go over here to our takeoff calculation with runway 14, dry, synchronize the preliminary load sheet. We're not gonna take Charlie, so full length it is. Flaps 1, 80 degrees, speed's looking good. Performance limiting weight 73 tons basically. QNH 1012, and that's tuned, looking excellent. Wonderful. Alright, cool. Then let's do the recall for 3 seconds. 1, 2, and 3. And the only thing we've got in here is the brakes, and well, still heating up a bit.
Eurowings 2140.
Yeah, okay. Let's turn on the brake fan. Is there anyone down there at the moment? No. Good. Here we go. Brake fan is on. Alright, clear brakes, remove status. Here we go. Good. Alright, so oxygen pressure is still good, hydraulic quantity is still good, engine oil quantity is still good. Then the flaps are retracted, spoilers are retracted, parking brake is released, and we can keep it that way. Alright, cool. So then we can head out for the walk around. Oh, we're supposed to open that door. Here we go, that's better. Okay, so standard walk around here. It's a little bit louder today because of the brake fans. So static ports are clear, landing gear. Is looking very good, and the pitot tubes, tab probe, static port, all of that lovely stuff here is looking wonderful. Static ports clear. So it looks like fueling may already be completed. Let's have a quick look. Yep, 4.3 tons are on board. Nice. So the wing's leading edge is good. The engine seems to be looking good. Latches are closed. Leading edge is fine. No sign of damages or anything the likes. Up here everything's good. And let's just quickly run around that fuel truck. Right, the wing's trailing edge is looking fantastic. Then a quick look inside the back of the engine. Always be a bit careful when you are doing the walk around during a turnaround, because you really don't want that, you really don't want to touch the exhaust pipe of the engine. Otherwise your working day is surely over, but you are probably going to spend a couple days in hospital. Okay, so back here everything is good and fine. There are no signs of leakages from the APU either. The nav light's still working. Leading edges are looking good. Then we already get back to the front. And everything is good down here and up here. Alright, so let's inspect the trailing edge. That sound you hear right now is from the hydraulics. So they are operating the cargo doors as we're speaking. So the leading edge is again looking good and fine. The engine's making a good impression as well. Nothing inside there that's not supposed to be there. Bottom of the engine covers are closed. Intake's looking good. It's rotating, so we can't really check the fan blades. Well, and with that, let's already get back up into our aircraft. So that was a quick walk around, but honestly, that's how quick you can do it. And man, look at that view. I always stop in this position in the real world because it just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Alright, so here we are. Refueling is complete, so fasten seatbelts are coming on, and then let's start with our flight deck preparation. So starting up here, flight recorder, our cockpit voice recorder is coming on, landing flap 3 off. Up here everything's set, down here everything is set, fuel pumps can come on. We don't need to do our fire tests again, because we've done them on the first flight of the day. Down here everything's set, reset the timer. Brake fans, what's the temperature down there now? With the brake fans on, we need to cool them down to at least 150 degrees, so we are going to keep the brake fan for the time being. Then down here everything's set, that's all looking good. Tilt +5, yeah, it's good as well. Transponder 2000 and set to above, that's good. Okay, cool, and then we can start with our FMS. So let's go to data and aircraft status, init request, and uplink our latest data. And then let's also go down to our charts already, looking for the departures, on-off sits, just that one, and the PT can be pinned as well. Alright, cool. So, boarding has already started. Nice. Alright, we're going from Sylt to Düsseldorf, alternate Münster, and we will be the Eurowings 10 Victor, cost index 15, flight level 300. So, departing Sylt, runway 14, all dip 1 alpha departure, and arriving in Düsseldorf for an ILS approach runway 23 left. And we'll have the Halme 23 transition. Alright, insert that. Now let's have a quick look at our SID. All dip 1 alpha, runway 14 to X Whiskey 001 and all dip below 250 knots, initial climb 4000. And we've got the runway X Whiskey 001 and then all dip below 250 knots. Alright, that's easy going down here. Cool, then let's enter the emergency waypoint. That's gonna be Golf Whiskey Tango X1. Based on Echo Delta X Risky 14/141/25 miles. Store, secondary, copy active, Golf Whiskey Tango X1. Alright, cool. Holding over there, 141 inbound right hand turns, looking good. And if you need to make an immediate return, then Echo Delta X Whiskey can be the destination in here with an RNAV approach to runway 14. No star, nothing the likes. And now let's go for the fixed info Echo Delta X Whiskey 14. Extended center line is on the radial 141 and Golf Whiskey Tango X1 for the fixed info. Good, now let's go for our performance data. Okay, that's the final load sheet already. Let's take that. 49.9. And the CG is going to be 28.4. Like that. Fuel 4.3. Now let's find some of the performance data over here. So, alternate 1, final reserve 1, contingency 0.3. Taxi 0.2, that's fine. And finally we need the wind data. Average 30 knot headwind. Like this. Leading us with 0 extra fuel, that's fine. Alright, so let's just synchronize the final load sheet here again, which is basically the same data. We do have new weather, QNH is 1011 now. Like this. And we've got flap 1 takeoff at 80 degrees, up trim 0.8. Like this, and the takeoff speeds 22, 22, 27. Noise abatement procedure number 2, engine out acceleration in 1500. Nothing over here. Echo Delta X Whiskey 14 in here. Good. Nice. With that, our FMS setup is complete. Then let's move up to the glare shield. Flight directors are coming on. Initial climb, altitude 4000. I'm setting 4100 because we don't have ATC clearance yet. The rest is set, and you should have gone to nav automatically. Alright, so that's all looking good down here. Then let's go ahead and quickly say hello to our passengers before doing the entire rest here. Liebe Fluggäste, einen schönen guten Morgen aus dem Cockpit. Hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Eurowings darf ich Sie herzlich an Bord unseres Airbus A319 auf unserem Flug nach Düsseldorf willkommen heißen. Die heutige Flugzeit etwa eine Dreiviertelstunde in einer Reiseflughöhe von ca. 9000 Metern oder 30.000 Fuß. Wir erwarten einen ruhigen Flug. Mit einer pünktlichen Ankunft möchten Sie jetzt noch einmal herzlich bei uns willkommen heißen. Lehnen Sie sich zurück und genießen Sie den Flug mit uns. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel. In the name of Eurowings, welcome aboard our Airbus A319 on our flight to Düsseldorf. Today's flight time will be about 45 minutes, expecting a smooth flight at an altitude of 9,000 meters or 30,000 feet. For the time being, sit back, relax, make yourself comfortable. We will update you with the latest arrival weather when we start our approach, but it looks to be a beautiful afternoon in Düsseldorf until some showers start coming in the evening. Thank you for your attention. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight with us, and we will update you when we start our approach again. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, welcome aboard. Okay, so passengers are covered. We can close up over here. Start the APU, please. Like this, and then let's go ahead and actually call for IFR clearance. So let's see, we need the ATIS first. So ground chart, ATIS 118.4.
Visibility 10.
Then tower 1975. Got that.
Feet. Temperature 17. Dew point 16. QNH 1011.
In the meantime, we can accept the ATIS down here. Weather is coming now, and of course I meant we can accept the load sheet, not the ATIS.
Hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel.
Okay, ATIS hotel.
Westerland SYLT Airport. Information Hotel. 0420 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 24.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and call for clearance. Sylt Tower, Eurowings 10 Victor Information Hotel, request IFR clearance to Düsseldorf.
Request standby.
Okay, so let's see. 155 degrees, so we need to cool the brakes a little bit more. We need them below 150 with the brake fans on. APU is available. Parking brake set. Prepare for pushback already. So, for some reason it looks like there is a problem with that, seems like there's a problem with the voice of the ATC over here. He has given me the clearance via text, which is clear to Düsseldorf via radar vectors to Oldip, departure runway 24. No, we're not going to do that. Eurowings 10 Victor, request runway 14. Departure 124075, squawk 3475. So 3475 is in here, initial climb 5000 they say. Happy with that. Okay, yeah, I don't know why ATC is not talking to us. Strange guys. Let's just restart this. See if we can maybe obtain a new clearance here. Because this is strange guys. It's supposed to be talking. The sound check is complete. We can hear that already. Let's try that one more time. We'll just give it a little moment to set itself up in the background. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start our departure briefing. So, we're departing Sylt, runway 14, Oldip 1 Alpha departure, initial, well, we'll see. According to the plan it's 4000, we'll see about which one we're actually going to get. We do not have anything special or non-standard over here, and in terms of extra fuel and time, what do we have? Come on. Exactly 0, which is totally fine for me. Okay, cool. So that's that stuff. Then let's go ahead and head over to the other side for the other half of the briefing. So we don't have any hotspots for our taxi routing. Stop margin today, let's see, is 436 meters. In case of an engine out straight at 25 miles, pick up the holding over there, climbing 3000, MSA is 1800, and if you need to make an immediate return, runway 14 with the RNAV approaches in the FMS. Apart from that, nothing special, nothing non-standard, and threats, maybe some birds in the area. So yeah, bird strike definitely is a threat. We'll be looking out, paying attention, and that's it, honestly. We can't avoid them, so if it happens, it happens. Alright, then let's try that thing once again with the clearance. Sylt Tower, Eurowings 10 Victor, information hotel, request IFR clearance to Düsseldorf.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Let's see if they are any smarter this time. While we're waiting, cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 4,290 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. Nav and barrel ref QNH 1011. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, that looks good, and for some reason ATC is not talking to us again, but I can tell you what it's written in terms of the clearance. Information hotel is current, clear to Düsseldorf via Oldip 1 Alpha departure, runway 14, climb, altitude 5000, departure 124075, squawk 3622. Okay, so 3622, initial climb to an altitude of 5000 feet, and runway 14, Oldip 1 Alpha is confirmed. Eurowings 10 Victor, cleared to Düsseldorf, Oldip 1 Alpha departure, runway 14, climb 5000, squawk 3622.
Readback, correct.
Look at that, he can talk about the readback. Okay, well, let's get pushback. Eurowings 10 Victor, request pushback and startup. Yes, no, maybe?
Emmanuel, boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane.
Yeah, thank you. We are past that stage already, my friend.
Welcome aboard Eurowings Flight 9.
Eurowings 10 Victor, request pushback and startup.
Kindly ask you to take your seats according to your boarding pass.
So, brakes are at 150, brake fans off.
If you need any assistance,
Okay, he has not talked to us once again, but I can see in the text that he has approved the pushback facing north. What on earth is wrong today with ATC? I just want to do some immersive flight for you guys. Okay, before start checklist. Park and brake set, takeoff speed and thrust. 122, 122, 127, flags 80, windows are closed and the beacon is on. Before start checklist complete. So, ground flight deck. We are clear to push and start, facing north, park and brake set. So that's gonna be nose right. And release brakes. Brakes released, off we go. So, start on the pushback. Alright ground, we're ready for engine start in sequence 1 then 2. And we're starting engine 1.
All doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. We are delighted to have you with us today as we fly from Düsseldorf. We would like to introduce our cabin crew and our first officers. Alongside me, cabin crew Anna, Lucas, Dave. As we prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seatbelts are fastened.
So that sound that you just heard in the background was me reporting the broken voice of this controller. Insane tensions. They have a button for that straight in the app.
Oxygen mask drop down into the compartment above you. To use the mask, to start the flow of oxygen, place it over the nose.
Can we get a button to report broken GSX as well?
Remember to secure your own mask against bubbles.
Because that's most certainly what it looks like.
To use the life vest,
So is that pushback complete?
your head, straps around your waist.
You can't see it, but I'm doing a facepalm right now. Maybe you can hear it.
In the event of an evacuation,
That was a facepalm for GSX.
your safety is our top priority.
Park and brake set.
Airbus A319 has 2 emergency exits.
And we've got a good start in engine number 1, starting engine number 2.
Please take a moment
Clear
to
to.
find the nearest exit.
Right, the veil is seen. Engine 2
Flight
start.
time of approximately 45 minutes. After our meal service, we will be offering items from the
Very short taxi out today. For that reason, I do not expect any
pleasant flight.
single engine taxi out.
The cabin is ready for departure.
Thank you. Alright, so engine 2 starting. Okay, so the guys are going, the ramp agent is standing in front of the nose wheel. Right now she's going as well. So engine 2 start is progressing nicely. So there's a wing walker and there's the ramp agent with a clear signal. Thanks, clear to disconnect and signal on the left. Yeah, seen that anyway. Okay, so that looks like a good engine start. Yep, the veil. And for the trim, 28.4, so roughly here at 0.8. Good. One pack off for battery economy. That's checked after start checklist. Anti-ice off, econ status checked, pitch trim 28.4, rudder trim neutral after start checklist complete. Flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Okay, let's request taxi. Eurowings 10 Victor, request taxi.
Eurowings 10 Victor, runway 14 taxi via Delta.
Taxi runway 14 via Delta, Eurowings 10 Victor. Alright, clear left side and clear right side. Lights coming on, parking brakes going off. Brake check. Pressure 0. Beautiful shadows. So, answer a question for me, please. Why are the brakes heating up again? Where did we get those 110 degrees from? Because now we've got a problem. The maximum brake temperature for takeoff is 300 degrees without the brake fans. But if I turn the brake fans on to cool them down again, we gotta get back down to 150. So I have absolutely no idea why the sim is doing such strange things once again. And I suppose I don't even want to find out. So let's just check it before we set takeoff thrust and that's it. Okay, no updates to the briefing. And we're just waiting for the cabin to become ready. But let's already start with the taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flap setting, config 1+F, radar and predictive wind shear system, on and auto, engine mode selector, norm, holding a decam memo. Okay, so waiting for the cabin as always. Fine. So parking brake set. Brake is heating up again, but that makes sense now since we now have used our brakes actually. Alright, so well, in the meantime we can do nothing but wait for the cabin, so that's fine with me as well. Eurowings 10 Victor, our cabin is not ready yet, but can we already line up on runway 14?
Eurowings 10 Victor, runway 14 taxi via Delta.
Thanks for nothing. Okay, Ecam memo, takeoff no blue, taxi checklist complete. Eurowings 10 Victor, ready for departure. Is the voice once again failing? I think it is. Eurowings 10 Victor, ready for departure. Come on. What was that? Okay, I don't know. If he's not answering, then we'll just take off. I'll happily accept they're angry. I've got a number for you after takeoff then. Okay, so, cabin crew, prepare for departure.
Approaching 14.
Checked, and we are clear on the approach. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 14, TCAS, Tara, PAX 1 and 2, off. Lineup checklist complete, and I'm ready to go. So, brake temperature is at 285, that's in limit for takeoff. Are you ready?
On runway 14.
Timing, let's go. Takeoff. Man flex 80, SRS, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked. And over to departure. Trim radar, Eurowings 10 Victor, passing 800, climbing 5000. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Trim radar, Eurowings 10 Victor, passing 2000, climbing 5000. Are you eventually going to talk to me?
Eurowings 10 Victor, Bremen radar,
Flaps
identified,
0.
climb flight level 050.
Climbing altitude 5000. Eurowings 10 Victor. I hope that was clear enough for them. Alright, so acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted, landing gear up, and packs on. Climb flight level 200, Eurowings 10 Victor. Set, and 20,000 blue. Autopilot 1. Eurowings 10 Victor, any speed restriction? That's done now.
Eurowings 10 Victor, no speed restriction.
No speed restriction, Eurowings 10 Victor. Send a cross check, passing flight level 56. Now. Checked. Alright, so no speed restriction, then I'm going to delete the 250 over at Aldip. Here we go. Nonetheless, I am going to maintain 250 below 100 because we're flying through airspace class Echo. And in the class Echo, there could be VFR traffic. Even though it's just 8:20 AM, so I hope that all the dentists are still sleeping. But you never know. So we'd rather be careful. And in case there is no dentist flying, there might at least be something biological over here. So we don't want to kill those either. Alright, engines are in climb thrust and we don't need the chrono anymore. We do have the elapsed timer down here if we need the flight time. And with that, we are on the way. So let's see. Arriving at 0713. 0715 is the plan. We still have the full transition in, so I think that's just fine. Passing 100. Lights, signs. Ethers and clear copy, please.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. You may now switch on.
So, cruising 300 up to 390, and we are going to Düsseldorf, 2-3 left. At least I hope so. Alright, good. And that's everything set. Nice, with that we are on the way. Let's log on to data link, Echo Delta Yankee Yankee. Notify. And that's all for the time being. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And I'll get back to you when anything interesting happens. Or latest when we start the approach into Düsseldorf.
Victor, Düsseldorf approach identified. Good morning, expect the ILS runway 23 left approach into Düsseldorf.
Expecting the ILS 23 left, Eurowings 10 Victor. Eurowings 10 Victor, request further descent.
Eurowings 10 Victor, ILS runway 23 left approach approved. Continue as planned.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Victor, descend altitude 13,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend 12,000, 1015, Eurowings 12 Victor.
Altimeter
So,
set.
Aldo, 12000 blue, set QNH 1015 cross check, passing 13.96 now. So that is a current that does not really make too much sense here. The transition level is 60, so why does he clear us to 12,000 feet?
Victor, descend altitude 4,000, turn right, heading 220, vectors for the ILS runway 23 left approach.
Descending 4,000, right 220, expect vectors 23 left, Eurowings 10 Victor. That makes more sense. So, speed brakes coming out, then extend the center line please.
Climb altitude 24,000 feet, turn right, heading 220. Expect vectors for ILS runway 23 left.
Eurowings 22 Victor, confirm descending 4,000, heading 220, vectors 23 left. So, extended center line please. Full heading. Heading. Okay, good. So, seatbelts are on, and then we can talk about the approach briefing, please. So it's going to be radar vectors for an ILS approach from runway 23 left, MSA 2400, 2800 in the southeast, and the minimum is going to be 340. Go around straight ahead, right, back to Düsseldorf VOR, climb into 4000, and extra fuel and time, let's see, 400 kilos, which equals 11 minutes. The approach will be flown with flight director guidance, config 3, idle reverse, auto brake low, vacate the runway to the left. Red Metna, Eurowings 10 Victor. Okay, that makes it easy. Direct to Metna, nav. And now we are 1,300 high, that's okay. We'll be able to catch up with that. Okay, so, nothing special or non-standard, and threats for the arrival. I honestly gotta say, I don't see any.
Proceed direct, Charlie Foxtrot, 23, Lima, descend altitude 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 23 left approach.
Eurowings 10 Victor, direct center fix, descending 3000, cleared ILS 23 left. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Then we are below 10,000. Lights on, signs are on anyway. EFIS is set, and then we've got GPS primary high accuracy, engine mode selector as a norm. Approach checklist please. LREF QNH 1015. Let me quickly get the rest of the checklist. So, seatbelts on, minimum, baro 340, auto brake low, engine mode selector norm, approach checklist complete. Alright. Speed 210, Eurowings 10 Victor. So, reducing towards 210. And let's have a little bit of fun. Tail will be 18305. Let's just pre-select that. Here we go. Manual flight, manual thrust. Alright, speed is approaching 210, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. 15 miles out, about 2,000 feet high. Gear down. Not much we can do about this, huh? Alright, since we're that high, lock blue. The drag of the landing gear should definitely help here. Look at that, suddenly even an A319 can descend. Flight control, speed brakes still out. Yes, and that is completely intentionally. So clear flight controls. Yep, clear flight controls. And move status. Okay, that glide slope looks sensible. Cat 1, glide slope blue. Manage speed.
Contact Düsseldorf Tower on 118.305.
118.305, Eurowings 10 Victor, chart. Düsseldorf Tower, Eurowings 10 Victor, ILS 23 left.
Eurowings 10 Victor, Düsseldorf Tower, roger. Continue approach runway 23 left.
Continue, Eurowings 10 Victor. Hot star. Glide slope, block star. Okay, go around altitude 4,000 steps. Flaps 2.
2,000.
Speed checked. Flaps 2. Lock.
Eurowings 10 Victor, winds 140 at 13. Runway 23 left, cleared to land.
Runway 23 left, cleared to land, Eurowings 10 Victor. Flaps 3. Speed checked. Flaps 3. Flying pretty slow right now, but with the A319 and always it's a little bit of a challenge to slow it down, so I'm kind of happy to accept it that way. Landing checklist, ECA memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. I've got to say, I do like the challenge of flying the A319 because of the drag situation over here. Reminds me of the A330, which is just as difficult to slow down. Alright, so this is looking pretty perfect now, isn't it? That's the way I like it. Sounds like there's not much going on at the airport right now, which is fine for me. So, if you do see small deviations from the speed like now, be sure to do only small inputs. Couple of percent and 1, that's it. And we're going through 1,000, fully stabilized. So the company had already sent us a telex that we're going to park in Charlie 1 today. So the plane is probably going to Marrakesh or something
Approaching
afterwards.
2-3 left.
And that means we'll vacate into Lima 7 today. And
300. 100 above.
checked.
200.
Really not much traffic here.
Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Spoilers, reverse green. Diesel.
1,500 meters remaining. 1,200
70 knots.
remaining.
Manual brakes.
900 remaining.
Okay, small change of plans here. Lima 6 makes more sense, of course. So we'll vacate into Lima 6.
Eurowings 10 Victor, welcome to Düsseldorf. Contact ground on 121.605.
121.605, Eurowings 10 Victor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just landed in DI Kornquartal,
In where?
Düsseldorf. Did you know that DI 120 Düsseldorf is famous for its fashion and
What is famous?
It's also home to the longest bar in the world, located in the Altstadt, or Old Town. Thank you for flying with Eurowings.
Düsseldorf ground, Eurowings 10 Victor. Request taxi to the gate.
On behalf of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer Stephanie, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay here. The local time is 9:02 a.m. For those with upcoming
Eurowings
connections,
10 Victor, taxi to Terminal C, Gate 01 via Lima 6, Mike Papa 4 Romeo. Have a good day.
Lima 6, Mike Papa 4 Romeo, gate Charlie 1, Eurowings 10 Victor. Ciao. Okay, aft landing checklist. Radar and PWS off. Aft landing check is complete. Clear left side, clear right side. Let's go. Man, no thrust at all. Look at how quickly the airplane is accelerating. The 319 just got far too much idle power. But I tell you what, we've basically already reached the 3 minutes, so as soon as we're on a straight line over here in Papa 4, we'll shut down engine number 2. Here we go. Okay, so PTU on, or rather yellow elect pump on, and right engine off. So, GSX, Charlie 1. No follow me needed, handling by AHS. She taxis much nicer with only one engine. Most certainly does. Who put that 777 onto Bravo 16? That's certainly not supposed to be on there. And as you can see, by that rather expensive looking cockpit sticking into the terminal, it definitely doesn't fit in there. The big question is, are we going to fit behind it? But I think we will. But only because of the size of the plane. Our wing's probably gonna go below it. So, lights off. Charlie 1 over here. Lights are off, radar is off. Guidance system is on. That guidance system is not correct. Yeah, we'll stop here. Yeah, F you with your too far. Alright, brake set, APU bleed on, and here we go. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright, here we go. Number 1 is shutting down. Looking beautiful. So, beacon off. They should be disarming the slides now, and they are. Beautiful. Parking checklist, parking brake trucks, brake set, engines off, wing light off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. Alright then, so transponder is going off. Then let's see, for the fuel, 2000 kilos used, that is roughly what was estimated, so that's quite spot on. And all the rest of the stuff is done up here. Well, my friends, with that, thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you guys have enjoyed it once again. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.